touch on like whether actually ethics approval is needed for our types of studies, so patient reported outcomes research and real world studies. So the bottom line is yes, it's really important to get ethics in these types of studies. There are arguably some differences. It depends on the type or the classification of a study. So for example, if you've already got something that's freely available, freely out there in the public domain, like for example, you might have an already published material. At that point, you've already got, you've already had the consent from the participants. You're not going back to the participants. So at that point, you may then not, you don't then technically need to go to ethics. So it's really all about what's being classified as the study, what type of study you're doing. But in general, all of our types of studies, I would say would need to go through ethical approval, and it is the right way to do it so that we ensure that it's been approved, but also that it does help the participants feel more confident in the research in general as well. There's also additional considerations to think of, like privacy and sharing of the data, and actually that's obviously a big bit of information that participants need to know about, like how actually are you handling my data, what are you going to do with it, how is it going to be shared, will it be shared, and all those questions are really important to ensure that are in information sheets, and to ensure that people sign consent forms for that. So there's those sort of additional considerations to think about as well. And ultimately, the ethical review, it does provide recommendations to ensure that actually we are upholding, we're doing everything the right way, and we're doing it ethically ultimately. It obviously helps to protect organizations, whether that's our type of organization, whether that's the sponsors or the kind of client side. You obviously want to ensure that you're being ethical and you're not deviating from any of that. So it just helps protect everyone. It protects literally everyone. So obviously the participant, but then also everyone involved in that. And I just also wanted to point anyone to this, and actually perhaps you all already use this and you may already be familiar with it, but there is a really useful tool which is the NHS HRA decision tool, which is you can see it might be quite small, apologies, on your screen, but on the right hand side there's a little snippet of the tool, and this, whilst yes it is more around NHS HRA kind of rec approval, it's actually a very useful tool to sort of see and just double check if you're in any doubt whether your research needs ethical approval. This is actually quite a nice way to actually just check and just to really just help yourself out or whoever to ensure that actually you do or you don't need ethical approval for the type of research. So it is something that's freely available for anyone to use, and it is quite a useful tool. So I guess I just wanted to point everyone to that in case anyone didn't know.